Hello everyone, my name is Brianna Billiard. I go to Chef John Falls Culinary Institute, and today I will be demonstrating how to make hot cocoa cookies. Hot cocoa cookies are a chocolatey delicious treat that tastes just like hot cocoa but in cookie shape. These cookies can be super fun, super easy to make, and be done for any occasion. The equipment you're going to need to make these cookies are a lined cookie sheet with parchment paper. You need a large mixing bowl, some measuring cups, some measuring spoons, an ice cream scoop, a rubber spatula, an oven, and you also can use a microwave to help soften your butter, or you can just leave it out for room temperature to soften it. It's totally up to you. And then the ingredients you're gonna need is softened butter, you need sugar, granulated sugar, light brown sugar, some flour, cocoa mix, baking soda, an egg, marshmallow bits, salt. I have Pam here just to help me easily scoop the cookie dough out the bowl and onto the mixing sheet. The cookie sheet. So to begin, I like to mise en place. Mise en place means everything in its place. I measure my ingredients ahead of time to have everything in order to make things run easily and smooth. So let's begin. First, we're gonna measure a half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar. Measuring your ingredients like this and putting it in separate containers also help you not over pour into your bowl. And we can measure our light brown sugar. You need 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You don't want to pack it though. If you pack it, you'll get more than what you need. Here's the brown sugar. Now I'm going to measure the vanilla extract. Where is that? Oh, I'm sorry. Here. You need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon. There we are. Vanilla extract. Okay. And now we have our egg. It's really important whenever you're putting eggs into anything to crack it on the side, just in case you have a really bad egg or if it's bleeding or anything. You don't want that in anything you're cooking, because if you put it directly into what you're making, it can just mess up all of the food, and you just have to remake everything, and we don't want that. So now we need our flour. We need 1 cup of flour. I also have my recipe right next to me just to help me go along, so we don't forget anything. 1 cup of flour. Our cocoa powder. You need 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. Now I am going to measure our baking soda. You need a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda is a leavening agent. It helps make the cookie fluffy and soft and rise. If you skip this step, your cookies will be dense and flat. All right. And then now for our salt, measure our salt. You need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. There we are. Put that to the side. And then now we measure our marshmallow bits. I use a cup for this recipe, but when I'm putting it in my batter, I only use about 3/4 of the cup, just so I can leave me some, so I can put some on top before they go and bake, just to give it that finished look. Okay. And now that we have everything measured and ready to go, we can begin. In our large mixing bowl, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of softened butter. A 1/2 cup of softened butter. Butter is 1 stick of butter, and I already went ahead and softened it for us. Just going to get it in there. Let's see. Make sure you get everything. See some leaked onto my saucer, so I'm gonna get that as well, just to make sure we have everything, or at least almost everything. All right. More. Now that we have our softened butter in our bowl, we're going to add our 1/2 cup of sugar. And we're also going to add 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And now we're going to mix everything together. This is creaming. Creaming together butter and sugar helps trap air, giving it that fluffiness, making it soft on the inside. Okay. You want to make sure all the butter is incorporated and spread it out evenly through this. You can use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I prefer doing this by hand just because I have more control of everything that I'm going to be doing. Alright, I think everything is almost all incorporated and well combined. Let's see. Yep. This is what it's looking like so far. Smooth, all together. Alright, once it looks like that, now you're ready for the next step. We're going to add our egg. We are also going to add our vanilla extract. And then now we're going to mix this all together until everything is fully combined and incorporated. You want to make sure you get all those egg yolks and egg whites until you can't see it anymore. We are almost there. Using a rubber spatula just helps you get everything off the sides and off the bottom to get it all incorporated really good. Almost all the egg whites have disappeared by now, all the egg yolk. Let's see. Let me show you guys what it's supposed to look like. And so far, this is what it's looking like. Same as before, just, you know, maybe a little lighter, but it still has that same texture and same smoothness. So now we're going to add in our dry ingredients, which are our flour. This is 1 cup of flour. And now we're going to add in our cocoa powder. This is 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And then we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. And if you're using a stand mixer or a hand mixer, I started off slow, being so your dry ingredients doesn't fly all around and make a big mess. But now you just mix everything until it's fully combined and forms a dough. Let it all come together. Make sure you don't have no white left. Make sure you don't have that light brown left. Scrape your sides, your bottom. And just get it all evenly incorporated. Okay. Some of your wet might get stuck on the spatula, so that's why I have this spoon here, just to help me. Once I'm done mixing it, I can push everything off the spatula and incorporate what's in there. Alright, doing this by hand, it might take a little while at this step, just so we don't, just taking it slow so we don't make a mess. Just folding it all together, getting all the sides and the bottom. All right, we're almost there. I've made this recipe a few times. I love it. These are my favorite cookies to make. I think a lot of people will love them. I think it's perfect for like Halloween time and Christmas time, where it starts to get chilly and you actually have hot cocoa. Alright, let me scoop this off to make sure what's on here is also incorporated, because some still have white. We don't want that. We want everything to be the same color. Alright, now let's mix that. This is what our dough is looking like now. It's a light brown. It smells really good. It's soft. Now we can add in marshmallow bits. I save about 1/4 of a cup just to add on top beforehand, before putting it in the oven. It just depends on how much marshmallow bits you want. And all marshmallow bits is dehydrated marshmallows, what's used in hot cocoa packets. Now we're just gonna fill that in, get everything combined evenly distributed. Almost there. And this is what our dough is looking like. You still can see some of the marshmallow bits. Alright. Get this all together. Get this all up here. This batch can make up to between 6 to 24 cookies, just depending on the size spoon or ice cream scoop you use. I preheated my oven to 350. Okay. Put that to the side. And now that we have it all made together, we're gonna put it on our lined parchment paper. Cookie sheet. I like to spray my ice cream scoop beforehand just to make it easier to come off the scoop. And when scooping it, you want to put it about 2 inches apart just to give it some room to spread out. With this size ice cream scoop, I'll probably get 6-7 cookies out of here. Okay. Now these cookies, I tend to put them in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes to start with. All cookies vary, and then the size also varies on how long to cook them, so I'd watch them between 10 to 12 minutes. These are a little bigger, so these might go in about 12 to 15 minutes. Time just varies because everyone's oven is different. So you just want to keep an eye on them. Alright, we are almost on our last cookie. And we made 7 cookies with this ice cream scoop. Alright. Now I'm going to add some more marshmallow bits on top just to give it that finished look, that toasty gooey look. And I mean, at this point, you can't really see the marshmallow bits on top, and that's what you want to see to make it that hot cocoa look. Add as many as you please. I think it's super easy, super fun. Most of the ingredients you have at home. The only thing you probably don't really have at home already is the marshmallow bits, but they're not hard to find. I think it's great for the season. And if you love chocolate, I think you'll love these cookies as well. Now it's optional, but you can also add chocolate chip cookie. I'm sorry, chocolate chips to this. I've done it before, but I think I like it this way the most. I'm almost done. Once I'm done putting my marshmallow bits on top, I'm going to put this in the oven and let it bake. And this is what we're looking like. Very cute. I'm gonna put this in the oven, but I already made some beforehand so y'all can see the very outcome. This is what they look like. It's crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, really good. Pairs really well with milk, hot cocoa, or even just by themselves. Thank you for watching my demonstration, and I hope you enjoy.